bit of a rebound, boost my ego a bit, and then you did that, and then now it's like...
Pause. So I'm seeing my friend again, and I just thought that this was another great opportunity to mention low maintenance friendships and like how much they actually mean, because I think especially as you get older and get into being an adult, you don't really have time and to like see people and to like, you know, like there's a lot of things and responsibilities and stuff that can come up. But another thing is, I think when you're younger, a lot of times you think like your best friends or really close friends are just people that you spend a lot of time with, and as you grow older, I think you realize that that's not the case. What is this lady looking at? That's not the case at all. And it's not the people who you spend the most time with. It's the people whose opinion you value the most, the people whose time you value the most, and the people that check in, or the people that when you do speak to them, it feels like you never stop speaking to them. And, you know, it's okay. Like, I've had friends that I haven't spoken to for like, honestly, like years, like a year or so, and then like when we start speaking again, it's all like normal, and then when it starts like fading again, sometimes it can feel like, oh, does this person like not want to speak to me, like did I do anything wrong? But I think you also realize that that's usually not the case. Although one of my friends was telling me that another friend that to be fair, I don't really know this other friend, it's just somebody like that I'm like acquainted with, but I'm not friends with them. But the only reason I knew them was because they knew them. Sorry, I'm really complicating that. But she basically pulled away and like stopped talking to like my friend, and it was a bit abrupt, and she was like, oh, like what's going on? Like she was just being really cold and like shallow and stuff. And then eventually I remember us all being like, oh, and of course we're girls, not that we're not that girl, but we're our friend's girl, you know what I mean? So we were like backing her up, la 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 la. And then she actually told me like why she found out that it might have been but it was because that girl liked this guy who my friend was also acquainted with, and I think she was out and about somewhere with other people, and her group of friends bumped into his group of friends, and so they were all just hanging out together, and she wasn't specifically hanging out with him. In fact, she was already in a relationship with somebody else and is still with them at this to now. But essentially when they posted somebody, I think that guy posted a big group picture and she happened to be in it, and because she knew that her friend, the acquaintance, liked her, the acquaintance was like, well, you know, and now you're like cozying up to him and la la la. And she was like, no, bearing in mind she considered this girl to be one of her closest friends, but again, it was because of the time thing. It's because they used to spend a lot of time together. It wasn't because their values aligned or because they appreciated the same things. It was kind of just because proximity wise they were close together. So when all of that happened, my friend was a bit like, oh, like, why am I so concerned about how she's feeling then? If that's how she thinks about me, even though she knows that I'm already in a relationship, she already knows that I wouldn't do that to her, because if she knew me, like, she would know that. I think this guy's lost his car because he's just walking around. It's either that or he's doing something dodgy. Yeah, so big up to low maintenance friendships, and also having your family be your friends. I think some people think that's weird, but like, I honestly think that some of my closest friends are some of my family, and I think it's the whole concept of like, I think I mentioned this before, but like friends being your found family. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the family that you've got. So like, I think that some of my cousins are, honestly, you guys are elite, love you guys, and you guys are my friends, my besties, because they just get me, they just understand like my situation. And there's just some things that like with your friends you have to like tell them things, but there's because you want to, of course, but obviously with like family, they kind of just know and they kind of just get it. So yeah, love you guys, bye. A bit for me. Order one. My friend also, sorry, this audio is going to be terrible, but just reminded me about toxic friendships. And you can't, it's not just toxic relationships, you can have toxic friendships where it's great when it's great, but really bad when it's really bad. So beware of those too. We need to cut those out, or like at least resolve them. Anyway, my parking is going to expire in 1 minute, so hopefully I make it out before then. And tell me why I'm drinking coffee at like 7. It's actually 6:30, whatever time it is. Anyway, bye.